Alrighty. So, as most of you know, there are two sides to Beachbody. And so I'm going to kind of break it down for you. I have been heavily focused on recruiting lately and what that means for our team and the future of United Spark and the future of your teams. So I just want to take the time tonight to pass on what I've learned throughout the last going on 2 years now. It's crazy to think I've been in this business for 2 years. And the funny thing about me saying that is I feel like we're just getting started. So I say all that to let you know that be here in a year, we don't just mean that. It's like once you get invested in that year and you get invested in your team and your challenge groups, it really is, you really start building and branding. And there's so much beauty in this business. And I still learn something every single day. So I'm just going to take the time to let you know what I've learned about recruiting, my downfalls in recruiting, and kind of let you know how you can learn from my mistakes and grow your team exponentially. So I'm a heavy retail person. So my first year of coaching, I think I had 184 Success Club points in my first year. And so that was about 17, 18 points every single month. So I understand the retail side. Unfortunately, that is not where your business grows. Your business grows by building your team and duplicating yourself and passing on this blessing to so many people. And so, the first thing you need to do is when we start talking about recruiting, everybody starts freaking out. Like, I'm not a recruiter. I'm not a business person. I'm not a salesperson, right? The same way you were about the retail side. But really, you have to keep honing into your skills and figuring out why the word recruiting freaks you out so much, okay? So first, what I need you to do, if you happen to have a pen and a paper, these are just some questions I want to ask you. And when you get some time to really just sit down and think about it, because they are really thought-provoking questions on how did you get here? Like, why are you on this call tonight, right? Maybe you needed accountability. Maybe you of course, you joined a challenge group. Somebody reached out to you and asked you if you wanted to join their challenge group, and you needed some help, so you joined the challenge group. You maybe fell in love with Shakeology, and you felt healthier, you lost weight, or you, where'd that come from? You love the products, right? Maybe I have been doing Beachbody programs forever. And I knew I loved them. They were great workouts, but I, never knew about Shakeology and the challenge group. So that's what I did. And I just fell in love with that opportunity to keep going with my accountability. And hey, I was a single mom, and if I could get a discount on Shakeology, that was going to be really cool too. And I've always in business, right? Like accounting and finance and marketing. And I never really had any sense of purpose. And I was like, well, I can help somebody, and that would be cool because I feel like I'd be giving back and having some sense of purpose. And the discount's awesome, right? And then that's why I started. But maybe why I got started is completely different than why you got started. But you need to write down why you're here. And you don't have to be a coach because you're making millions of dollars. There's so many other amazing things of why you could be here. So write that down. I'm here. I'm a coach because. And so what happened for me is I started discovering the possibilities of this business. Like, oh my gosh, there's some things that I want to do. I love traveling. You can win free trips to Beachbody. That's really cool. I want to go on a Success Club trip. And I, put that on my goal board. Like, I'm going to go on this cruise to Jamaica and Haiti, which we ended up going to Jamaica and I always forget Bahamas. But and then next year I want to go to Punta Cana. So those are things. And then I was like, oh my gosh, there are people making really good money in this business. And I really like being part of these challenge groups. And I love the products. And I love the sense of community that we're developing in our team. And so you keep growing for there. But you need to decide why you're here. And you need to write that down. So, maybe you have some big dreams and this is a vehicle that can get you there. Or maybe you love the products and you want the discount. But you really need to, when you start thinking about recruiting and asking other people to join you, you need to know why you're here, right? So you need to be very clear on that. So what drew you to Beachbody? And so again, when people hear the word recruiting, they kind of clam up. They're like, it's salesy and I'm asking people to join me. But there's something that happened when somebody, your coach, reached out to you and said, hey, I think you'd be really great for my team. Have you ever thought about it? I think you're really awesome and you share and you inspire. I think you make a really good coach. Have you ever thought about it? So what was that decision, that defining moment for you that said, you know what, I think I'm going to give this coaching thing a shot? So again, you need to get very clear about what got you here. And how do you know it's the right choice? And I mean, you're still here, so there's obviously something that you're appreciating and you value about this business. So, what are your goals in the business? Is it, again, that goes back to why you're here. Are you here to help people? Are you here because you want financial freedom? You need to write a list down. So you need to just start writing it down, because when you're presenting this opportunity to people, you have a whole list to look back to and realize, oh my gosh, there's so much goodness in this business. Why would I ever shy away from it? And so what do you hope this business is going to do for you and your family? And so what you're going to do with this is, when you're presenting this opportunity to somebody, that's what you're going to say. You're going to present the opportunity, and then you're going to tell a little snippet of your story, why you're a coach, why you knew it was the right decision, what your goals are in this business, and what you hope it's going to do for you. Because it needs to be relatable, and a lot of people can relate to why you got started. So just be real and share that with them. And, ask them. You've got to ask. If you don't ever ask, the answer is always going to be no. Do you want to join my team? There's nothing wrong with that. We have to get over the word recruitment and quit being scared about that. Ask yourself this question. Are you mad that someone asked you to be a coach? I'm not. I am so thankful that someone thought enough about me and my family to ask me if I wanted to join her team. I can't even imagine where my life would be right now if she didn't have the umph, and I'll leave that at that, to say, hey, none of you would be here. Isn't that crazy to think about? Like, one person asked me to be a coach, and I took the chance. And you just see the ripple effect that it has on hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people when you think about Beachbody. So many people are healthier because people are saying yes to this opportunity. So do not shy away from that. So being recruited is a great feeling. So you can't reach out to someone. Same thing goes for challenge groups. You can't reach out to them and think, oh my God, they're going to think I'm calling them fat. Or they're going to think, why would someone be offended that you're asking them to join your team? They're going to be maybe say no because they don't understand it, or it's not the right time for them, but they're not offended that you thought enough for them to reach out to them. And don't make it about you. Don't make it about, oh, I need to get to diamond, or, oh, I need to, I need Success Club points. If you lead with intent and you have the right heart and the right mindset, and mindset in this business, as is everything. So you've got to change in your mind, and you need to spend some time in personal development figuring out what's the block going on in your head about recruitment, and why you're having a hard time asking people to join you. And so, these are things that I've dealt with myself. And personally, it's because I know that there is a tremendous amount of work that goes in to this business, but that didn't stop me from being here, and it didn't stop you from being here. So why am I going to withhold that from someone else? So, lead with intent. Don't make it about you. And you just, think about any other company, job. If you're really good at basketball, right? And if a college comes to you in high school and tries to recruit you to be at their school, you're not going to be mad about it. You're going to feel honored. You're going to be like, well, this is really cool. If you think enough about somebody, be like, oh my God, I think you make a really great coach. You're really inspiring. I would love to work with you. I'd love for you to be on my team. I really don't see why anyone's going to be offended about that. So I love this analogy, and some of you may have already heard it and maybe you haven't, but when you're out to dinner and you're at the restaurant, and before you wrap up, the waiter comes to you before they hand you your bill, and they always ask, if you're at a good restaurant, they always ask, would you like coffee or dessert? A lot of the times I always say no, right? But I expect that level of service from them. And I am not offended that they came to me and asked me if I wanted coffee and dessert, even though I was full and I don't want any. And you got to think about this. You got to think that same way when it comes to recruiting. They're not saying no to you. They're saying no to your offer. And that's okay. Don't get offended. Move on and move up and go to the next table. There's somebody waiting for you that wants coffee and dessert, and you have to just keep going. Like, you can't go to the back and cry yourself to sleep because someone told you no. So I can tell you that every coach on my team has told me no. Every coach that's a business development team told me no. So we'll get to follow up in a second, but I wasn't hurt about them telling me no, because I knew they'd make a great coach, and I just kept going back to them, and I just let them know how amazing I thought they were. So vision, do you have it? And so this is so important because people are attracted to leaders with vision. And when you start thinking about recruitment, you have to lead with such integrity, and you have to learn leadership. And that is what I love about this business. It's forced me so outside my comfort zone to become a leader that I know I've always been capable of doing. I just never really had the push to do it. And so I love this business makes you get outside your comfort zone and figure out what your vision is. Where do you see yourself? Like, what do you want for yourself? What do you want for your family? Like, before Beachbody, I don't think I ever dreamed. It was like, oh, it'd be nice to pay off my car. I don't know when or where or how, but, we'll go on a trip. I'd love to go to Hawaii one day. I don't know when or where. But this business has made me hone in to my vision about where I want my life, what I want my family to look like, what I want my time to look like, where I want to go, and how I'm going to get there. Like, I never read personal development before becoming a coach, and it's totally changed my life. So this business, again, is so beautiful in the fact that it's not just about X, Y, and Z. Like, it's helping with every aspect of your life. So be clear of what you want for your life, and whatever you convey, people are going to read into that. So if you're not sure about the business opportunity and you're not sure about being a coach, people are going to lead with that. They're going to know that you're not what your true intent is, and you're just trying to get to the next rank and that next goal. But when you lead with intent of, I really want to help people, I see this big vision for myself, and I know there are so many people out there that would love this opportunity, that would love to make some extra money, that would love to have extra money at Christmas, that would quit that $10 an hour job so they can be home with their kids. Like, how many people would love that? So get clear about the people you want to help. Get that vision board if you have not done that already, and you need to put that somewhere. You need to put your why, and you need to put your vision board somewhere so you can look at it. This is also another cool thing that I'm, going to ask that you do, and I won't ask for it, but I'd love for you to share it, is to write a letter to yourself. So on December 31st of this year, as we wrap up 2016, like, where are you going to be? What does your team look like? Who are you as a person? Is there any change in your family? Have you grown your team? Have you reached a new milestone in your business? Have you paid off debt? Like, what do you want yourself to look like by the end of this year? And so write a letter to yourself. Who is that person? What does she look like? What does she feel like? Is she in better shape? What did you accomplish throughout the year? What are you proud about? What's your team look like? How much money are you making? Right? Did you pay off that debt that you want to pay off? Are you able to, your husband to work less hours because you're making more money with Beachbody? Are you able to save for that trip that you really want to go on? Whatever it is, write a letter to yourself. Be very specific. Do what we ask our challengers to do, which is to set those goals. And you should be doing the same exact things in your business that you're asking your challengers to do in your challenge group. And then the last thing is, how do others see you? So you need to think about who you are and who you want to attract. And most of the time we want to attract people like us in our business because those are typically the people we get along with the most. But be very clear about who you want on your team, okay? And we're going to get into that in a minute, but you need to become who you want to attract. And I heard that in one of my very first personal development books, and it's write down what you want that person to look like. If you had the ideal person on your team, what does he or she look like? What do they like to do? Are they funny? Are they a little quirky? Do they, whatever. Like what do you want in your team? And you need to be very specific, because if you throw something and you have no target, again, you're going to hit something, but it's most likely not going to be what you want. So I love this, act as if. I believe Jody talked about it a little bit in a call a while back, but Lindsay Matway, when they asked her, what did you do in the beginning of your business that helped you so much? And she said, I acted successful even though I wasn't successful. And I know I've posted a breakdown of what her income was for her first 6 months. And I think she made, like $30, $70 every week, but she acted as if she was already successful. And so that is what every successful person has ever done ever. They have a vision. I mean, you think about politicians, you think about actors, you think about people that people follow. Why do they follow them? They follow them because they see something in that person that they want in themselves. They have a vision, and they even if they're not really successful, they seem like it. They seem like they have it together and they have a vision. So again, you need to act as if and be the person you want to attract. And then you need to find little ways when you're thinking about recruiting and who you want on your team. You need to find ways to tell your story. And I mean, this doesn't have to be some big, elaborate, long, drawn out story of a novel on your Facebook. It needs to be little snippets here and there. You need to be telling little bits about your life and letting people know and what coaching is doing for you. And maybe, you have some extra freedom of time, or, you feel good in your bathing suit, or you're recognizing your challengers, or your paycheck was able to pay your light bill that week, or whatever it is. You need to tell little bits of your story, and people relate to realness, rawness, and imperfection. So if you need any help crafting your story, of course, I'm always willing to help you. So we're going to get to the meat of this, and we only have about 12 minutes. I'm going to try to go as fast as I can, but these are the step-by-step what I think that you need to know in order to build your tribe, build your team. And so this is the first thing you're going to do. And there's other ways to go about doing this, but I'm going to talk about the way that I know works the best. So first and foremost is you build a contact list. So at the beginning of every month, make a list of write down 100 names of people that you want to invite that month. And maybe you don't get to all 100, but maybe you do. So you're going to write down a contact list, and who do you know could and would be good at this business, and who do you know that would benefit from the products that we have to offer. And so your next step to that is to invite them, get them in a challenge group, connect with them, and start really building that relationship. And then you're going to offer them the coach opportunity. You're going to send them a welcome email. You're going to help get them started right. And then you're going to help them take on that leadership role. So how do you build your tribe? The first thing is, again, we talked about that a little bit, but who do you want on your team? What do they look like? So you need to just, again, get a list down and say, these are people that I would love to have on my team. These are people I know that would make an amazing coach, and write their names down. If you have nothing to work with, you're not going to work with anything. And again, you're just going to be shooting at nothing. So make that list. And then invite them. So you have them on a list, and you're going to just reach out to them. Now, there's a few different ways you can reach out to them. The first thing is via social media posts. And so it looks like a big funnel. And I know I've talked about this before too, but at the top of your funnel, you have like your mass blast of, hey, this is my results. This is why I love this. I'm looking for 5 people to join me in my next challenge group, whatever that is. They might reach out to you. They might not. Then you can create a public invite or a public event and invite them to that and see if they accept. I mean, that's where that funnel is getting a little smaller, because you're actually targeting them. And you can, put the details of your challenge group, and then, you might get people that you didn't even think about that are interested in joining your challenge group that way. And then the third way is the best way, and that's sending them a personal message. And that's, hey girl, So I don't know if you've seen my Facebook post or not about what I do as a health and fitness coach, but I have this really cool challenge groups that I run every month. We hold each other accountable, and we have some really cool prizes and things, however you want to word it, and say, I was wondering if that might be something you'd be interested in. Do you have any health and fitness goals? Again, if they don't respond, don't get offended. Maybe they didn't see it. I don't respond to messages all the time because there's so much information. But maybe they do respond and they want some information, and then maybe they just say not right now. And so again, not right now, we've already talked about that. That just means they might need some more information. But so once you send that private invite, let's just say they do respond, you're going to go through that 5-step invitation process. So that guide is something I printed out, typed out, personalized it. When I first became a coach, I didn't know how to invite people. I felt like I was so overwhelmed with retyping the same stuff every time. Now I personalize it to each person, but you follow a step by step. Those steps should never change. Maybe what's in those steps will change, but that the correlation and the chain behind how they go should never change. So that guide is in the pinned post of our group. You can also go to the COO of your Team Beachbody account, and you can go to training, and the 5-step invitation guide is there. And you can also go to YouTube and type in 5-step invitation, and you're going to get tons of ideas from that. So once you've got them, and let's just say it works out, they're ready to join, you get them in your challenge group. And so the challenge groups are going to be your bread and butter of your coaches, right? This is where if you're dropping the ball here, you're going to have a really hard time building your team, because challenge groups is what makes Beachbody different than every other DVD on Walmart or Target shelf. Like, our job is to get people results. This is where your best customers are going to come from. Your best coaches are going to come from. You need to make these groups fun and personalize them. But the biggest thing is you need present in these groups, and you never quit being a challenger. Maybe you're being the leader in the group, but you're still in it. You're still working out. You're still drinking your Shakeology, and you're the biggest cheerleader in that group. And so you take that leadership role and maybe even partner with other coaches, and you hold people accountable. So if you stick them in there, you never reach out to them, and you never follow up with them, you don't know if they've submitted their results, you can't help people get results if you don't even know what they're doing. So the whole point of the challenge groups is to help people get results. And this is where you discover these rock star coaches, okay? So once you discover who these rock star coaches are, and a way you can go about doing this is assign a task in your group, like maybe it's a meal prep. You could do a little prize and say, post this on your personal page and tag me as your coach. So, and I'm going to be giving away a little prize for that, and see who actually does that. And people that are willing to do that and share what they're doing, there's a really good chance they make a really awesome coach. And so at that point, you can reach out to them and say, oh my gosh, look at all these people that are interested in what you're doing. Have you ever considered being a coach? I think you'd be really great at it. Whatever you think they'd be great at it. And so you can also bring out the invite 3 and it's free. Like, I know you're really liking Shakeology. Did you know if you invite 3 people to come along with you that your Shakeology is free? And I'd love for you to keep going. I know that you're really loving your results, right? So don't drop the ball in inviting these people to become a coach. And now we host a coach opportunity call before the second weigh-in of every challenge group. And I wish I could say it's the same time every month, but because of the way the months work, we start a challenge group on the first Monday of every month. So, the challenge group usually falls on the third Thursday, but that's not always the case. But it's the Thursday nights before their second weigh-in. So, invite them to that. Be like, I'd love to share some more information with you. Would you be interested? And maybe you're hosting a sneak peek, but I'd love for you to join our next opportunity calls. It's something you're interested in. And so leave with the opportunity and default with the discount. So there's so much more to offer with the opportunity than there is the discount. I mean, I know me personally, I'm able to do things I never would have been able to do if I wouldn't have chased the business side of it. And it wasn't like I was chasing it. I just thought I was going to get the discount and ended up realizing that I love this business. And so, but if somebody would have said, oh, just get the 25% discount, whatever, then I just think of all the opportunity I've been missing. So plant those seeds, and just because someone doesn't say yes right away doesn't mean that they're not going to come back. So many times I've had people come back to me 2 years later. I had people today come back that I was messaging in 2014. So always be planting those seeds. Let them know what the differences are, and let's just say at that point they say, yeah, I would love to hear more. They go throughout maybe the coach opportunity, they're a sneak peek, and they're like, yeah, I'm interested. At that point, you want to discuss the different options they have, right? You may discount hobby business builder, figure out like what their goals are and what they want. And that's when you send a welcome email. Again, I have a welcome email in my invite guide. You can copy that. There's also one in the back office. And from there, you might want to send them the business quick start guide. That is again in the back office. It's in my guide. And set up a get started right call. My recommendation is to give them some information for them to digest before you jump on that call, and so that you have a basis of your conversation. And so you're identifying what kind of coach they are, you're talking about their goals, and ask them how you can best assist them. Like, people learn in different ways, and people have different love languages. So maybe, they're going to want you to be closer to them than maybe some other people. I'd rather learn individually and have somebody there that I can ask questions to, but just get an idea and set your expectations as to what you're going to be for them. Like, let them know, how you're going to help them, and get them plugged into a Coach Basics group. So it's the first Monday of every month, and we're going to start them right when we start challenge group. And so they're in their challenge group the first month, and then they're in a Coach Basics training. And then in that coach training and their first month as a coach, minimum of second month as a coach, you need to help them get to Success Club 5 and to rank advanced to Emerald. And so that's important for a couple different reasons. If you need to know why, please reach out. But that is so critical to success starters. People that hit Success Club in their first 3 months as coaches are like I don't even know what this, but like 80 or 90% more successful than people that don't. So definitely try to get them to understand what Success Club and rank is, and then help them find the success partner. As most of you know, the success partners and having someone to bounce ideas off other than your coach is such an important part of this business. So and then have them join you after they finish Coach Basics. Have them join you in your next challenge group as an apprentice coach, and then after that, they are able to start hosting their own challenge group. You've given them all the tools they need to kick off and get started. So help them set goals. Help them learn how to track. And again, always lead with the business and default on the discount. And so this is something I've been guilty of. If I look at your pages, your personal pages right now, which, by the way, if you haven't cleaned up your personal page, that needs to be your first. Because if you're recruiting people and asking people to join you, and they're going on your personal page, and one, they can't see you because it's private, or two, there's so many other busy things on there, they can't get a clear idea of what you're asking them to do, you need to go clean up your page. But, do they know they can join you? Can they scan your page really fast and know that you're a coach? They know you lead challenge groups every month. And did they know that they can join you in the business? So you need to be going back to your customers, your discount coaches, your leads, everybody. And there's so many people you can follow up with and just start that conversation and get that connection going and ask them, have you ever considered? And so you have to offer the dessert or people are never going to eat it. There's no one that's going to come to you and say, oh my God, I heard from the grapevine that you're a coach and I'd love to join your team. That's just not how this business works. So you have to offer it to people if you want them to bless them with such an amazing opportunity. I mean, you think about people like the top coaches, can you imagine what their lives would be like if no one would have offered them that opportunity? So it doesn't matter if you think that they're going to be good at it or not. If you know that they could be and you give them the resources to do that, then you've done your part. So you need to focus on, if you want to be successful in this business, adding 3 to 5 coaches a month to your team. And again, if you're hitting Success Club 5 to 10, you should be inviting those people to your coaching to be on part of your team, whether it be for the discount or be to start building their own business, you have to show up and you have to learn. And so personal development for me was key. Go Pro, if you haven't read that one, it's amazing. And Rock Your Network Marketing by Sarah Robbins. Those are two amazing personal development books that have all to do about network marketing and learning the business side of how tremendous this is. So I definitely recommend those two books. And you have to take ownership. And I see, this is a problem it was for me in the beginning, is that you're used to someone when you start a new job, you don't know what you're doing, right? You're a little overwhelmed, but someone is helping you. We have that, right? But at the same time, it's your business. No one's going to tell you when to show up for work. No one's going to tell you that you need to do your power hour every day. No one's going to make sure that it's done. That is you. You own your business. And so you become an entrepreneur. You become a business owner whenever you decide to really start this as a business. So, you have to make it in your mind. Again, mind shift belief that you have the ability to lead an amazing team, that you are an awesome leader. And if you're not, that you have the skill set necessary in order to get you there. So follow up with the people that have told you no, or that you haven't even reached out to, because you have something tremendous to offer them, whether it be accountability, whether it be, amazing products, challenge groups, financial freedom, time, community. Go back to that list of why you're here and think of all the amazing things that you have to offer someone else. So that's all I have.